So, welcome. I'm Sonia, and this topic today that we're talking about is money consciousness, manifest in abundance. And I have some beautiful guests here with me today that's going to help keep this organic and as real as possible because money consciousness and manifest in abundance looks different for all of us. So I have some tools that I'll be sharing that we'll be discussing, and I'm just going to share it and have more of a conversation format here with people who are interested in money consciousness, manifest in abundance. But it's not just about manifesting money, it's also about manifesting health and joy and more opportunities in life. And yes, sometimes money helps us get to those opportunities, to those experiences. So, what we did earlier is we listened to a sound healing, and I have that on YouTube, Enlighten with Truth, and I'll be putting that in the description below. So I invite you to listen to that, whether before or after, to help clear the energy of your space, of you, and to get you in that centered place to help you to create abundance, to manifest. This is not just about making money. This is about getting yourself and your space prepared and ready to manifest your heart's desires. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sonia, and I've been on this journey for over 20 years. I've studied with Sonia Shakat, who really taught a lot about manifest your heart's desires. And she is one of the best pivotal teachers I've had on this path to manifestation. And then, of course, rest in peace to one of my best teachers, Miss Beverly Ford, who's passed away, but she was always one of my best teachers in this path, in this life, since 1996. And she ran the Spiral Circle bookstore in Orlando, Florida. So I give honor and gratitude to my teachers, those that I remember to say and speak about, and those that I've forgotten at this moment. But I am not a self-made person to say that I've learned all of this myself. What I will take credit for is that I do listen to my intuition and I do put into practice. So that's going to be the main thing about today, is putting in the practice. So welcome, and let's get started. So today we're talking about money consciousness. What does that mean? Money and consciousness. Does it even go together? I don't know. It makes me conscious that I'm thinking about money, that we're talking about money. So that is something that we want to be cognizant about, aware about, that the money is a currency. And this was something I was talking about yesterday too, is that money is a currency. So how does money make you feel? How does money make you feel? Does it make you feel uncomfortable? Does it make you feel insecure? Does it make you feel like you're not good enough to have money? What are some of the questions around money consciousness for you? Because that right there can help you to open up maybe some issues or problems that you have surrounding money. For example, let's see, I ran into a lot of people, and we probably all do, or I should say, I run into a lot of people who feel that they're not good enough, that they're not worthy enough of receiving money, or that money is very hard, money is very difficult. You have to work a lot. You have to struggle. You have to sacrifice in order to receive money. So those are some blockages right there. Now, I did ask some questions before and I got some really good feedback. And one person was saying in their response to this is that money is difficult. They find that money is difficult, and that's their biggest strength with money is that, I quote, let's see, I am not good enough, not knowledgeable enough to retain wealth or invest. Fear, I have fear of losing all my money, fear of accomplishing more than my family or ancestors. I don't deserve it. I'm not lucky enough. Oh no, money is hard to get. So this person is saying the worst thing for them is to manage their money in a prosperous manner. All I use my money for is to pay bills and keep it in the bank at 0.00001% interest rate. So that covers a lot right there. And it may even talk to you directly. And to be honest with you, that is a lot of money consciousness right there in that little bit. So some tools to shift that consciousness. One was looking at that video on sound healing, which is in the description below, to start to remove us from that money consciousness that it's difficult. We don't need that. First of all, we need to remove ourselves from that. So that's something we want to remove ourselves from, thinking that, one, money is difficult or I'm not good enough. What's happening there is that we have the door shut and money's on the other side. And if it's a glass door, you'll see the money, but you'll never receive the money with that consciousness. So we need to open up that door and allow that money to come to you, allow that health and that wealth and that bliss for you and what that looks like to come to you. But how do we open the door? It's easier said than done. And one thing I will talk about is if you're thinking you're not good enough, that right there is a very strong tool. That right there is a very strong intention that you are manifesting and already projecting into the world. So we have to start with our thoughts and we have to start with intention. I'm too scared to be scared of not making money, if that makes sense. I don't want to stop my flow of money. Money has always come to me with ease and joy and glory. And yes, it fluctuates, but that is what money does. Money comes and goes. Money moves. Again, it's a currency. So it moves just like the water, just like waves, just like electricity. It's moving. So it's always changing. And it's always changing hands. So the first thing you want to do is to open that door with intention. And what I like to say is set clear intention. After you've created this space for yourself, you sit down with intent. And it may take practice. It's going to take practice, especially if you have a lot going on around you. If you have a lot going on in the home or in life, or you're thinking about work issues or relationship issues or your own personal issues, we have to work on removing that vibration in order to set clear intentions. So with clear intentions, I like to start with using words. We started with sound vibration, then we can use words. Words. I am. To me, the most powerful words when it comes to manifesting and setting intention. I am. Now, what are you? What are you doing with that? I am manifesting money. I am manifesting health. I am manifesting love. I am manifesting travel. I am manifesting community. I am. Now, there's one word I want to talk about that's not very good to use when manifesting. It's actually the polar opposite. It is I want. Want means to lack. Dig deep, Google it, go to Google Scholar, whatever you need to do. The word want means lack, to lack. So when you say, I want to manifest, it's contradiction in that sentence, in that vibration that's going out into the universe. So it's going to be very difficult to create with the word I want when you're saying, I lack. I lack manifesting money. I want to manifest money. I lack to manifest money. That's really what you're saying. So if you've noticed that using that word, they're like, this is not working. I could tell you why it's working, because the vibration of the word want means to lack. So yeah, that's the researcher in me. That's the teacher in me, that I like to research what words really mean. And it's a word we throw around a lot. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want that. Whoa, are you getting it? Because that word again, want, means to lack. So let's switch that vibration up to I would like to manifest. I am manifesting. I really like I am, because you're working with the I am that I am presence, Father, Mother, God, creator of all that is, I am that I am. And when you're saying it, it kind of feels like you're demanding it. You're saying it with focus and intent. And it's, I am manifesting more money in my life. I am manifesting more money through ease, joy, happiness, glory. I am manifesting more money. I am manifesting plenty money. I am manifesting plenty of health to enjoy money. I am manifesting plenty of community to support me as I'm happy and healthy to enjoy money. Money comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. There you go. There you go. That has been something I have been using for a very long time. After getting myself centered and focused, this here will start to help you to manifest using intention. And sometimes intention needs a boost because we're all going through something. We're all in the depths of something right now that we're removing, changing, transforming, etc. So pay attention to your words. And it may sound simple, but we are natural born manifestors. I'm sure a lot of you are out there manifesting your mess in a very good way, which can show you that you are manifestors. We all are. We're creators. So let's create with cleaner intentions, with higher vibrational intentions. Now, the teacher in me wants to be like, hey, any questions? But I need to continue before we get there. So the next thing is having currency, using actual money that has been around the world. I'm sure this money has. And then money, this currency, this vibration has been places that you probably would like to travel to. So maybe this money has been to Bali. Maybe this money has been to Africa. And maybe this money has been to so many great parts of the US, etc. I'm not focusing on where the money has been negative because I'm not manifesting negative. I'm manifesting the pros, the high vibration, the opportunity that money gives as a currency to open up opportunities to experience life. Plus, money is that currency. So why not work with what you are manifesting more of? Pretty simple with that. So make sure that you're working with the actual paper money or coins, as long as it's currency that's being used. Okay, so I know sometimes it's hard to have your hand on actual money, but I believe in what has worked for me is always keeping real money on me, somewhere around me, to know that I'm connected to this currency. I'm staying plugged in to this currency. Just like we have these with us all the time, right? We know that, okay, if I get lost, hopefully I'll be found or something. We want to continue to work with that vibration of this currency as well. Another tool that I like to use works with water. Water, if we just hold water, we can charge water. Water carries that vibration in its molecules, but water is a great tool to help us manifest. We are 70% water. So the sound healing I've talked about, the intentions, if you're worrying a lot, this water that we carry, that we vibrate, is vibrating at that level too. Especially if you're highly sensitive or you're an empath or you're just really good at picking up when you walk into a space and you're like, something doesn't feel right here. That's that water vibration, that's your energy, that's your intuition, letting you know, hold up, something doesn't feel right. Now with water, if you're really good at holding clear intentions, you could hold your water, you could work with your water to help you manifest health, help you manifest wealth, help you manifest abundance of joy. Water is a great manifesting tool. Another thing you can do with water is having that currency here and letting that water spend time with this currency. Letting that water spend time, and I mean like a few hours of time sitting on that currency. Another tool that I like to write is using words. So you want to write the word, you could put money on a Post-it and put that glass of water on top of that to charge that water for money. So maybe you're setting up an area in your home where you're manifesting and you're working with that vibration of real money, the word money, and water. Now, water is purifying, water is transformational, and water has been around for a very long time. So this too is a vibration. Again, we're working with all vibration, natural vibration. So I'm hoping all of this is making sense to you, for you, to use vibration of words, just like if you're saying a prayer or a mantra or affirmations, money is all part of it. So we'll be right back. So at this time, I would like to invite you to inhale and exhale as you give and receive. And I got this card, Giving and Receiving, which talks about the universe operates in cycles. And in synopsis, I'm going to briefly say when you only exhale, which is given, or only inhaling to receive, there's an imbalance. So, for optimal health, energy, and replenishment, we have to inhale and exhale for that balance. So let's do it one more time, ladies. Let's inhale, ladies and gentlemen. I invite you to put your hands on your solar plexus, which is above your navel. Inhale, receiving. Exhale, giving. Inhale, receiving. Exhale, giving. Inhale, receiving. Exhale, giving. So a balance, that practice, taking that time to use not only the flow of currency, but also connecting to the breath is what I'm getting from this. This card is connecting to our breath, connecting to us, connecting to our rhythm, getting our rhythm back in flow. And this is my intuition starting to kick in, getting our rhythm back into flow, not letting outside distractions come in and bombard us or take us to a place we don't need to be, removing us from where we really belong, in health, in wealth, in joy, in giving and receiving, in communing, in laughing, in playing, in running, in crying in joy that, oh my God, I feel great in this body. I feel great in this body. Because when we feel great in this body, things comes to us with more joy, with more happiness, with more ease. And then we'd be like, well, wow, that was easy. But it's always been easy. We don't want to be the ones to get in the way of creating what we have been creating, which can be crisis, chaos, all types of stuff. Funk, we'll call it funk. We'll call it funk. So the next thing that I want to talk about is manifesting through writing. We talked a little bit about writing down money, for example, on this sticky note, but I want to explore writing more. I have been writing things down since high school, which probably helps because I was in creative writing. And I loved writing things down. It can be like a journal, but it really wasn't a journal I was keeping. I would really write forms of poetry or words or whatever was coming to my spirit. I actually used to be, just reminds me, I used to be very inspired after reading the book or a chapter of Job in the Bible. Don't ask me why, but I would read a chapter of Job, J-O-B, in the Bible and be inspired to write. But words, again, carries vibration. So the writing it down to make it happen is a good technique. And I am writing it down, manifesting. And then if your list is 10 things, 5 things, 20 things, whatever, write it down. Write it down. You would think this is the perfect thing if I got this. If I got all of this, that's perfect. It can be a page, it can be 10 pages, 20 pages, write it down. But after you write it down, I want you to put at the very end, or better. O-R, better, B-E-T-T-E-R. Write it down You may be like, oh, I want this much money. I want health. I want strength. And you notice I'm saying the word want. What do we say?
Manifest.
I am manifested. So I want you to pay attention. You don't want to put that word want. I am manifested money. I am manifesting health. I am manifesting wealth. I am manifesting more happiness in my body, in my being. I am. So keep in mind that that word want is so easy to creep in there, but that would smash your manifestation like that. So I am manifested. Create that whole list, and at the very end, or better. Because we can't fathom the or better. We cannot. We cannot. Creator, you may ask Creator for $100,000 a year. And Creator is like, but I was going to give you 2 or 3 or more. So you may think that would be ideal, but that or better is saying, I am manifesting this amount, and Creator's like, sure, I'll give you that and some more. So do not forget that we are co-creating with the universe. We are co-creating with an abundant universe. So I've learned very quickly not to limit myself in how much or an amount, or even like, oh, I would like to travel to India and I would be happy. Well, I would like to travel the world. I would love to manifest learning to swim. Finally, with a great swim instructor who's patient. Notice my manifestations. So I can swim in these beautiful oceans that I travel to and just be like, wow, this is beautiful. I don't have to just stay and watch the water. I can get into it. So be very intentful, or if that's even a word, very clear intent in writing it down. I am, not I want, I am. Write out your list, and then or better, right at the end of that list. And the next thing that I want to talk about is, don't forget that money is a feeling. So if you are holding money in your hand and you feel sad about it or conflicted or like, oh, it's never enough, that is a feeling that you're pouring into that currency, and that is vibrating out of you. So imagine like there's a ripple coming out of you while you're saying that, or while you're thinking it, or while you're feeling it. And that is what you're pouring into your relationship with money. Oh, it's never enough. Oh, it never feels good because it's always going out, out, out. It's never coming in, in. So yesterday I was talking about this, is like, what would you expect if the attraction between you and money was not in sync? In other words, you have to feel better or good or great or wonderful with money in your consciousness in order to manifest the abundance of it. That's why I'm calling this money consciousness manifest abundance. How do you feel about money? How does money make you feel? Where do you feel stuck in your energy with money? Is it something that's been programmed? Have you been programmed to think that money is hard? It's not. It's not. We've made it difficult. It may have been difficult, but we can switch that energy now for money to be abundant. And it is a switch. It is a switch, and practicing when you have money and you hold money, more of this money comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. More of this money I can pay Thank you that I'm able to pay my bills in full. Thank you that more money comes to me to travel, more money comes to me to play, more money comes to me with ease to have opportunities, but I stay in the flow of money. So think about money and your feelings when you're working with money, dealing with money. Pay attention. You don't want to be paying a bill and being all like, give gratitude. Give gratitude like, oh, thank you, money. I can pay my bills. Thank you, money. I can keep the light on. Thank you, money. I have AC in this hot temperatures. Thank you, money, that I'm able to buy purified water if I cannot get it fresh. Thank you, money, that I could pay my water bill so I can take a bath and stay clean. Thank you, money, so I can purchase food if I'm not growing my own food. Thank you, money. Thank you, money. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Thank you, money. I'm not telling you to worship money. I'm telling you to celebrate the money in your life and how it shows up in your life, how it works in your life, and how you're navigating money in your life. Take time to think about that for a second.
I think a lot of people.
So we were talking and to the side, and some good things came up. So I want Missy to go ahead and share what some of maybe our own blocks can be around money. So go ahead and share that.
Okay, absolutely. I was just thinking as you were sharing, and I realized that my parents were like, I guess you can say Jekyll and Hyde when it came to money. Like my mother, there was 8 of us, right? And my mother was always about holding on to the money and getting back in the day, they call it generic products, where there were black and white products in the grocery store and they were cheaper. So she was always about, we got to get the generic products to feed all of our family. Whereas my dad was like, I'm not doing generic products. We're doing brand names because they taste better. And so it was more so like, it was a tug of war when it came to money. It was always a tug of war. And I found myself being settled right in the middle of all that. Like, I wanted to get the best, but then I have to hold on to it so I can feed my family, and just the back and forth. And so just and listening and sharing and being part of the conversation, I realized that it's a big reconditioning that I'm going through. It's huge, and it's not, to know that is not my fault. Is what I know to be true. But now that I know that I am worthy of infinite abundance, and the reconditioning of this excites me. I just have to stay in the knowing of all of it. But it's a huge reconditioning, especially when you peep into the past and be like, oh, that's where this nonsense comes from. So, it's a reconditioning, and I'm excited to just get on the path of I am worthy, I am deserving. Yeah, so thank you so much.
Well, thank you for sharing that, because we all have different experiences. And, I don't have that family struggle background. Like my parents did really good with keeping us away from any of that if it did exist. Right. But I always call my mom Queen Victoria, because she doesn't have a problem with seeing herself as deserving, seeing herself as money is mine. It comes to me. And yes, they've had difficult backgrounds in, coming as I'm firstborn generation, coming to this country and making a life for their families. But I didn't see any of that. Maybe my eldest siblings and them did go through that, but that wasn't me, the last of 5, seeing that. So maybe that's why I don't have a bad relationship with money. Mm-hmm. I mean, thinking about that, that's a good point. Yeah. Vanessa?
Oh, no, just I'm looking at the notes, because it's like, as soon as you said money is a feeling, I just started remembering what I saw in like a PBS special, Susie Ormond. You sounded, it's like, the truth comes out in many, ways with many people. And, her thing was, what was your first memory of money, your personal relationship with money? So I think Missy's examples are great examples, and your examples of like that personal first, experience. And they range so vastly that I think those are great examples. But that's what money is, a feeling. It's like, I think, well, my first experience, and I'm taking lots of notes because I will be internally reviewing myself and trying to reset on some of these elements that I think I'm missing in my abundance that I do deserve.
Thank you. Yeah, money is definitely a feeling, and it's something that I think the more we look into it, the more we can realize that, hey, I'm holding on to money because I'm thinking I'm not going to get more of it. And that right there is a consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
And like Missy was saying too, that, she comes from a large family, that there was 8 mouths to feed. Well, 8 kids, and then what? The 2 adults.
Right.
So that's a lot of money. I have 1 child, and I know that's a lot. So I could only imagine into the power dynamic of one consciousness of wanting to hold on to money versus another consciousness being like, well, let's spend the money. We have it. Let's spend it. And I don't want generic, and the other one. So I bet you all of that too goes back to their upbringing and their experience or observation and fears and doubts. So again, let's pay attention to money is that feeling, and how do we feel about it? And this could even extend into relationships. How do we feel about ourselves in relationship? And first of all, the relationship with ourselves, because that is where a lot of our feelings, like Vanessa said, I got to review a lot of stuff for myself. We have to start with home base. I always say this is home base. Start in there, because let's say if we do get into a relationship where our partner may have issues with money, or they don't, and we have an issue with money, and then there's that friction, then there's that tension. I know several relationships that has ended because of finances. It's like, no, this person just spend, and this doesn't work for me. I'm a saver. And I'm like, well, why are you so grabbing on to money like that? Why are you so frugal with money? Review that, like Vanessa said, look into that. And then a lot of it may stem back from programming that we need to be reconditioned, pre-programming, or what the world is showing us, or society, or social economics, all of that stuff. All of that stuff. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing in this with me today. I hope that you're able to really digest all of this and take it in and work through your own money consciousness to start manifesting abundance. If you don't remember anything else, just remember, I am manifesting. And then you list it. I am manifesting. I know that has been one of the key successes to help me manifest in this life, that I have not struggled with that money consciousness, and I won't. Like I said earlier, I'm too afraid to have that conflict with money that I just stop the flow of it, right? So how can you also continue or open this door to manifest a better relationship with your own money consciousness, that you can manifest abundance? Anything in closing, ladies?
If I may add, with all manifesting, with you adding I am manifesting, also what you've suggested, or better.
Or better, yes.
Absolutely, or better. Yes, I say to that.
Or better. All right. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing, and I appreciate you both. And thank you for listening and being here. If you like this content, please share this out, like, subscribe, and like I like to say, stay in peace and stay hydrated. Take care.
Thank you. Amazing.